Evers is directing the Attorney General to drop out of a lawsuit against the Affordable Care Act and is calling for new funding for schools in the new year.
Lawmakers are responding to a number of announcements from Evers following his State of the State address tonight. News 3 is also bringing you team coverage of these issues that impact you. We begin tonight with Chief Political Reporter Jessica Arp, who has what Evers is proposing tonight. Jess?
Well, yeah, Evers is once again calling on lawmakers to work together to solve issues with some of the plans he calls priorities that may set him up for a fight under the dome.
The state of our state is that we have work to do, and we're ready for bipartisan solutions.
Governor Tony Evers, laying out his plans for a budget that's yet to come this year, proposed to follow through on campaign promises like increases in funding for public schools, including for mental health and special needs, a tax cut for middle-class families, and a Medicaid expansion.
We have a real opportunity here, folks. And at the end of the day, Mr. Majority Leader and Mr. Speaker, health care should not be a partisan issue.
But Evers is proposing what will largely be seen as a partisan step, now directing Attorney General Josh Kaul to drop out of the lawsuit challenging the Affordable Care Act, and at the same time telling lawmakers he wants them to work off his budget rather than crafting their own and focus on common ground.
Given the challenges we face, I expect the legislature will focus on these important priorities instead of being distracted by division and preventing us from working together to get things done.
The question now is whether they can do that on the budget or on other issues, especially after Republicans are raising concerns about the ACA lawsuit withdrawal and measures that were passed during the lame duck session. Our political reporter, Rose Schmidt, talked to Republicans about their reaction to this speech and, of course, more on that issue in particular.
Yeah, so we asked Attorney General Josh Kaul to weigh in on that lawsuit, specifically how the lame duck legislation passed last year would affect his ability to withdraw from it.
We will be, as we consider this issue and act in accordance with the law, that's obviously a relevant piece of legislation that will be pertinent to our analysis.
Republican leaders told us they are disappointed in the overall tone Governor Evers took tonight. They're questioning how they would pay for many of the plans Evers laid out, with Senate Majority Leader Scott Fitzgerald warning him to give up on his plan to expand Medicaid. They, too, are questioning the legality of asking Kaul to drop out of the ACA lawsuit.
One of the first things out of the gate that he directed the Attorney General to do was to violate the law and to withdraw from the ACA against state statutes. So that's concerning to us.
Probably a better question for the Attorney General. I'm not sure what Josh Kaul is going to do now, because it's kind of put him in a strange place. We'll see if I don't know what impact it'll have ultimately.
Republicans have suggested in the past that they plan to craft their own state budget instead of using the one Evers proposes. But Representative Steinecke said tonight they will wait and see what Evers introduces in the coming weeks. And while Republicans are concerned that Evers chose to focus tonight on what they're calling partisan issues, Democrats are applauding Evers' efforts, calling it a new era in Wisconsin.
Rose Schmidt and Jessica Arp reporting at the state capitol tonight. Thank you both.
A measure that